I've won 7 of my last 8 complimentary plays in college football, a number of selections for this Saturday card coming up in just a moment. Quick reminder, that quirky little stat in the NFL that I've talked about for the past 10, 12 years or so, and what that is, if you don't remember, were the straight-up winners. If you can simply pick them over the first 10 to 12 weeks of the season, they cover at well over an 80% clip. You don't have to wait for tomorrow's video report to get the updated numbers. If you happen to be on the site, just scroll down and you can see all the breakdowns for every situation all through the first 6 weeks of the season. Now, if you happen to be watching this video on YouTube, simply go over to DeMarcosports.com or aldemarco.com and you can get all those numbers right now. They're all updated. Oh, also FYI, something I haven't mentioned too frequently. Today, for example, I've got another big play. Gus Augustine, who is the hottest handicapper at the site, for example. Not only today is he going for winning day number 24 out of 29, a stretch over the past 28 days where he's made $10 bettors a little over $15,000. Not only is he going for football winner number 19 out of 22, but today, the 6th ever 200-dime double your wager release of his career, and it's on an early game between Kansas State and Texas Tech. And my best bet, as I go for a 4 straight winning days on Clemson and Pittsburgh, you can get my play and his play and all the plays of all the handicappers today, if you've never been a customer at the site, by using the 1-day free all-access pass trial. There's no strings attached. It's over on the site, DeMarcosports.com or aldemarco.com. It's one and the same. And I think you can spell my last name by now, right? It's the 1-day free all-access trial pass, and you simply try it out, and you get all the handicappers for free. And that's it. Again, it's for people that have never tried out the site before, and I came up with the concept years ago because I figured what better way to give people an opportunity to see, what we have than by giving away everything for free. You can't beat free. End of story. Okay, listen, quickly, I've said over the years that no matter the sport or season, the only time you have the advantage and we have the advantage over the odds makers, the first 2 to 3 weeks of the season. Why? Because after meaningless preseason or exhibition season games, they don't have a clue of what to expect, and that advantage has only grown stronger over the past 10 years or so because you see how coaches just don't give a damn about preseason play, and neither do the athletes. Now, ultimately what happens after teams play 4, 5, 6 games, that advantage dissipates and the odds makers come back and they get a handle on things. But I've shown you here in the first opening week and opening days of the NBA season, how easy has it been? I've started with 3 straight top-rated 15-dime winners. 76ers, 3.5-point favorite, winning by 20 at New Orleans on Wednesday. The Heat, a 2.5-point chalk, beating up Milwaukee by 42 on Thursday. And then last night, the Rockets, -3, winning by beating Oklahoma City by 33 at home. Guys, when the iron is hot, you got to strike, and you got to take advantage when you have the advantage over the odds makers, because they screw you enough. Trust me on this. It has been this way since 20 years that I started these sites, and it has been this way since the day I started gambling, and, well, I'm not going to tell you how long ago that was. Okay, let's get to your complimentary plays. On the night card, Ohio State is a 21-point favorite at Indiana. At the beginning of the season, everybody thought, oh, my God, this is going to be a good game. Yeah, right. Indiana sucks. Listen, Indiana has been the biggest disappointment in the Big Ten. Northwestern would be a close second, but Indiana has been awful. As for Ohio State, they won 4 straight since that upset loss at home in Columbus to Oregon, beating Tulsa, Akron, Rutgers, and Maryland. Okay, it's not exactly, the Mount Rushmore of Division I opponents, but the defense has only allowed 57 points in that stretch after yielding 31 to Minnesota in week number 1 and 35 at home to Oregon. More importantly, the offense has really produced 41, 59, 52, and 66 points during that 4-game winning streak. This has been a one-sided series with Ohio State winning 25 in a row since 1991. This is an Ohio State team that has won 11 consecutive road games in conference play, going 7-1-1 against the spread in the last 9 outside of Columbus on the Big Ten Highway. This is an Indiana team that I think a lot of people might think about taking the points because they kept it close, didn't cover, but kept it close in a 20-15 home loss to Michigan State last week. But here's the thing. If you think this is the Indiana team that rallied from a 28-7 deficit at Columbus last year to give the Buckeyes a run for their money and an ultimate 42-35 loss, you are sorely mistaken. Michael Penix Jr., the quarterback, who last year was magnificent in that loss to Columbus with 491 yards and 5 touchdowns, is not playing. Jack Tuttle, his replacement last week against Michigan State, let me tell you his numbers. 28 for 52, 182 yards and 2 touchdowns. He plays behind one of the worst, if not the worst, offensive line in the Big Ten. Indiana's run defense is pretty pathetic. Now, Indiana has surprisingly given up a season high of only 38 points, and that is in the home loss to Cincinnati. But I think Ohio State has the ability to put the points up on the board, and I think this Indiana offense is just bad. So I would go ahead and lay the points if you're going to play it. Go with Ohio State in that game. Let's see, running them in reverse chronological order. That game goes at 7:30 Eastern time. I like UCLA. Chip Kelly finally beating his old team, the Oregon Ducks, today. They were a 1-point favorite at home. Now, ironically, UCLA's 2 losses this year have both come at home, as they lost Arizona State and Fresno State. And probably most disconcerting about those losses is they gave up 42 and 40 points, respectively. But the Bruins returned home after a road sweep of Arizona and Washington, 2 bad teams. This is an Oregon team that needed overtime to slip by California, another bad team, 24-17 last week at home. And remember, before that, Oregon lost its prior game, its only Pac-12 game on the road, 31-24 at Stanford. And other than playing at Ohio State, that's it for the Ducks. Those are the only 2 games that the Ducks have left Eugene for. You know, UCLA last year was an 18.5-point road dog, lost 38-35. I just think with UCLA, with the 2 strong running backs they have, they'll be able to keep Oregon on the field, keep their offense off the field, and I think that this is a great place to take UCLA and see them pull off the upset here. And plus, I think UCLA's defense is underrated, and I think it's right up there with Arizona State's as perhaps the top unit in the Pac-12. So I'm going to go with UCLA in that contest. Another game on let me just see what time it starts. Another game on the afternoon card. I do, believe it or not, like Texas Tech. Now, this is a game, for example, I mentioned Gus Augustine has a big play here today. So let me give you my take on this game. Is it one of my favorite games on the board? No. It starts at noon Eastern time. This is a Texas Tech team that rebounded from a double-digit loss at home to TCU with a 41-14 win at Kansas last week. Now, you know, you, me, 9 other guys, we could all probably go to Kansas and beat the Jayhawks. But I like it, Texas Tech, because it's a situational play. They've played 3 of their last 4 games on the road. Next week they go to Oklahoma. So this might be the best chance for the Red Raiders to pick up a win here. Kansas State started the season 3-0. But who did they beat? Okay, they beat Stanford. Not bad. But we've seen Stanford isn't that good this year. The other 2 wins, Southern Illinois and Nevada. Nevada, not bad, but, you know, when you're from the Big 12, you should beat Nevada. But since then, they've gone 0-3. But the 3 losses came against Oklahoma State, Oklahoma, and Iowa State. Nothing to be ashamed of there. But this is a Kansas State team that has had problems really putting the points on the board. And with Texas Tech playing at home in a virtual pick'em game, I think the Red Raiders are the way to go. You notice I used the word think here. I don't bet hunches. That's why of all the games that I handicapped on the card, and you know I have a collection of plays, I narrowed down that collection of plays, then I find my best bet. For me today, it was the Clemson-Pittsburgh game. And everything else is like the secondary plays. So those are the three complementary plays. Now, if I'm going to rate those plays for you today, without a doubt, the number one play would be UCLA. Number two, a close second, would be Ohio State. A distant third, and I'm talking a distant third, it would be Texas Tech. So those are your three complementary plays. I wish you well, and talk to you again tomorrow when we do this again.